Roll a wacky landscape. This is a simple, fun roll and draw a wacky landscape activity. This activity is sure to get your creativity flowing. You'll be rolling a dice, finding the corresponding part, and creating a landscape. This lesson will help with identifying the numbers 1 through 6, identifying the parts of a landscape, and developing hand-eye coordination. Created by Erin Sokowoski. Get your pencil, eraser, and paper ready. You will need a six-sided dice for this project. Here is a link to a virtual six-sided dice roller. I have also attached a paper print and fold dice. Of course, if you have a dice at home from a game board or another type of game, you could use that as well. Roll 1, Foreground. The foreground is the part of a work of art that appears to be in the front or nearest to the viewer. This is usually where you could stand, and it's in the lower part of the picture. Roll the dice to find out what style foreground you need to draw. Remember to draw your foreground the full length of the paper, from all the way from the left to all the way to the right, so it fills the bottom of your page. My first roll was a 3, so I drew a hill for my foreground. Roll 2, the middle ground. The term middle ground in a work of art refers to the focal area of the painting. Middle ground lies between the foreground and the background. This is where all the objects would appear and where all the action takes place in a painting. Roll the dice to find out what style middle ground you need to draw. Remember to draw your middle ground large in the center of the paper so it fills the space of the page. My second roll was a 1, so I drew a rocket ship for my middle ground. Roll 3, the background. The background is the part of a scene or picture that is furthest from the viewer. The part of a scene that is behind the main figures or the objects in the painting. In this case, our background will be a sky. Roll the dice to find out what style background you need to draw. Remember to draw your background across the entire top of the paper so it fills the space on your page. Remember, the sky doesn't end, it goes all the way down to the foreground. For my third roll, I rolled a 6, and I put wind swirls in my background. Roll 4, trees. Roll the dice to find out what type of trees you need to draw. Remember to draw your trees as if they are growing out of the ground, but you may be as creative as you wish as to where you place your trees. For my fourth roll, I had to draw triangle trees. Roll 5, flowers. Roll the dice to find out what type of flowers you need to draw. Remember to draw your flowers as if they are growing out of the ground. For my fifth roll, I rolled a 2. I had to draw flowers that resembled roses. Roll 6, plants. Roll the dice to find out what type of plants you need to draw. Remember to draw your plants as if they're growing out of the ground, but you may be as creative as you wish as to where you place your plants. Get your markers, crayons, or colored pencils ready to color your wacky landscape. Here is Mrs. S's finished wacky landscape. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this fun activity.